We come from Blackburn, and we had to come here. Rini is 93, Jewish lady. I'm a Muslim man, but at this moment in time, faith doesn't mean anything.
And we try to bring people together and not matter about what colour or creed or whatever you are. We're all the same people.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mungkin sebagian besar kaum muslimin di Indonesia salah kaprah mengenai Yahudi. Mereka menganggap Yahudi itu sama dengan Israel. Padahal Yahudi menunjukkan etnis dan agama. Sedangkan Israel adalah sebuah negara yang dibentuk oleh orang-orang Yahudi dengan mengeksploitasi ajaran Yudaisme. Kebencian terhadap etnis Yahudi muncul lantaran Israel masih menjajah bangsa Palestina, termasuk menguasai kompleks Masjid Al-Aqsa. Jauh sebelum Israel terbentuk pada tahun 1948, Yahudi dan Arab hidup berdampingan di Palestina. Yahudi yang hidup berdampingan dengan Palestina dahulu, mereka dikenal dengan sebutan Yahudi Sephardic. Sedangkan orang-orang Yahudi yang dominan di negara Israel saat ini berasal dari Eropa atau Yahudi Ashkenazi. Dalam Torah sendiri telah mengajarkan kaum Yahudi baru bisa mendirikan negara jika juru selamat mereka telah turun ke dunia. Artinya pendirian negara Israel saat ini bertentangan dengan isi dalam Torah.
We are here today to denounce the Israeli government for desecrating Jewish holy sites. We are here today to condemn the Israeli government for persecuting Orthodox Jews in our holy land. We are here today to declare that the Israeli government does not speak for world Jewry, and we are here today to proclaim that a sovereign Jewish state is against our holy Torah. Mr. President, thousands of your fellow citizens have come a long way in such a hot weather of 103 degrees to seek your support, not for self-interest, not for personal gain, but for our core religious beliefs. We believe that graves of our forefathers, many which have survived thousands of years under non-Jewish government, should not be destroyed.
We need to get rid of this idea that most of Christianity has that says, hey, you know, the Jews, they're still God's people. It's like now that they've created this state in the Middle East called Israel, it's like people just have this idea like, well, yeah, and people act like it's just been there all along. Like preachers are now saying like, well, you know, Trump declared Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Jerusalem's always been the capital of Israel. Oh, really? Was it the capital of Israel in the 1300s? How about the 1400s? How about the 1500s? How about the 1600s? How about the 1700s? How about the 1800s? How about the 1900s? And in fact, even if you read the Bible, it wasn't always the capital of Israel, because the capital of Israel was Tirzah. And then the capital of Israel was Samaria. And that's all after Jerusalem had been chosen by God.
بحسب الكتاب المقدس لا يمكن صنع السلام مع الأشرار. الصهاينة لا ينتمون أبدا للشعب اليهودي، وهم ليسوا يهودا ولا ينتمون إلى أرض فلسطين التاريخية بتاتا. نحن فلسطينيون يهود ونريد أن نعيش تحت الحكم الفلسطيني الذي سيقام قريبا ويتسلم الحكم على كل مناطق الأرض المقدسة.
حكومة الاحتلال تعتبرهم خائنين، بين الفينة والأخرى تعتدي عليهم بطريقة وحشية لا تفرق بين طفل أو شاب أو امرأة.
Dan janganlah sekali-kali kebencianmu terhadap sesuatu kaum mendorong kamu untuk berlaku tidak adil. Berlaku adillah karena adil itu lebih dekat kepada takwa. Yahudi merupakan agama yang dianut oleh orang-orang berdarah Yahudi, Bani Israel. Agama Yahudi memang biasanya dinisbatkan kepada keturunan Israel Nabi Yakub alaihissalam. yang terdiri dari 12 suku dan bukan kepada selain mereka. Dan mereka kami bagi menjadi 12 suku masing-masing berjumlah besar. Tetapi banyak orang mungkin tidak membayangkan adanya bangsa non-Yahudi, bangsa di luar ke-12 suku Israel yang menganut Yudaisme. Kenyataannya ada suku bangsa non-Israel yang menganut Yudaisme, di samping mereka yang memang berdarah Yahudi. Terkadang disebut juga sebagai suku Israel yang ke-13. Mereka hakikatnya adalah Yahudi yang bukan Yahudi. Kabilah ke-13 keturunan mereka ini menyebar di berbagai negara Eropa Timur, khususnya Polandia, Hongaria, dan Rusia. Artinya mereka tidak berasal dari Palestina, tetapi dari Kaukasia dan Asia Tengah. Kebanyakan Yahudi sekarang bukan berasal dari Bani Israel. Orang-orang Yahudi yang merampas wilayah Palestina sekarang bukan berasal dari keturunan orang-orang yang dulu pernah bersama-sama hidup dengan Musa alaihissalam. Yahudi keturunan Israel yang dikenal dengan sebutan Sarafadim tidak lebih dari 20% jumlahnya di dunia. Adapun mayoritas kaum Yahudi di dunia yang mencapai 80% itu berasal dari Eropa dan berbagai negara di dunia. Mereka dikenal dengan sebutan Al-Ashkenazim. Yahudi sekarang kebanyakan adalah penjajah. Mereka tidak berhak atas kepemilikan bumi Palestina karena telah keluar dari ajaran Nabi Musa alaihissalam yang benar dan mengubah-ubah kitab Taurat.
Judaism is a religion of a spirituality to serve God thousands of years old. Zionism is only around 100 years old. It is the transformation from religion to nationalism, to materialism, created by non-religious Jews who hated the religion. And they really didn't want Judaism. They didn't even want to make their state in Palestine, only in Uganda at the first meetings. The reason they used the names Israel, the Star of David, hijacking, stealing the identity of Judaism and the Jewish people is in order to get a legitimacy for their existence, that people should say, oh, it's God given to them, and that they should put fear and intimidate people from speaking up against their actions because they'll call them anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
It couldn't be anything further from the truth. As I say, the best friends of the Jewish people is Turkey. The best friends of the Jewish people is all the Muslim countries who've helped the Jews all the time when they ran away from their problems in other lands. So how could you say this? It's something totally different. It's a political, selfish, flawed movement called Zionism that has no legitimacy to exist. It's against the Torah. Maybe just say one thing. It's against the Torah in its essence. The concept for Jews to have a state is expressly forbidden in the Torah.
Every rally,
Free Palestine!
every demonstration,
Oleh, Palestine!
every opportunity to voice opposition,
Judaism, yes! Zionism, no! The state of Israel must go!
a particular chorus of Orthodox Jews joins forces with the loud choir of Palestinian supporters.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
The collective voice is otherwise known as Notori Karta, ultra-traditional Jews religiously opposed to the creation and existence of Israel.
It is like a tumor to us. It has latched itself onto us, this terrible, evil movement of Zionism, which is the ideology behind the state of Israel, and it has hijacked and stolen the Star of David.
Jadi hal yang perlu diingat bahwa tidak semua bangsa Yahudi menerima Zionisme dan suka dengan berdirinya negara Israel. Mereka ini disebut sebagai sekte Haredi atau Yahudi Ortodok. Mereka yang membela Torah mereka justru sering dicap sebagai kaum radikal oleh bangsa Israel.
بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض ومن يتوله منكم فإنه منهم إن الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. Surah Al-Ma'idah. If we use the wrong methodology, if you'll excuse me, do not take the Jews and do not take the Christians as your friends and allies. We have Christians here who are doing the recording for me. Do not take the Jews and do not take the Christians as your friends and allies. They are friends and allies of each other. we are heading into troubled waters now. And then in the Quran, Allah tells us, لَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى. And you'll certainly find those who have the most love for you to be those who say we are Christians. And you're going to say to them, we can't be friends. We can't have an alliance with you. Sounds as though we're getting into even more troubled waters now with this defective translation of the verse. Well, then what is the meaning of the verse? It is when you go to the totality of the data in the Quran, which we cannot do in this short address, that we realize that no, this is not what the verse is saying. Do not take such Jews and such Christians as your friends and allies. Not all Jews. No. A Jew who is opposing the state of Israel, opposing its oppression, who is supporting the Palestinians in their struggle for liberation from oppression. Why, in the name of all the heavens above, why can't he be your friend? Where has reason gone? Why can't we live as friends and neighbors with Christians and with Jews who are not hostile to Islam? Why?
Semoga informasi ini bermanfaat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Very often, overseas demonstrations against Israel have turned violent. From London and Montreal to the Middle East, a bloody and bruising backlash has transpired.
You are terrorists, heretics. You are a shame to our religion. You'll all burn in hell, you dogs.